Guardians of the Galaxy? Nah, just some islands. Hi everyone, I'm Jacob. I'm the Cowhat Librarian, and I've got an interesting but short one tonight. This is The Guardian Test, the first book of the Legends of Lotus Island series by Christina Soontornvat. And this was a good one. Plum lives in a world where there are guardians. There are people who've taken the legendary training on Lotus Island and can turn into magical beasts that help protect nature in their area of the world. They're strong and wise and wonderful, and she doesn't really think she could become one. She grows up with her grandparents and helps them plant crops and talks to the worms to encourage them to help work on the soil in a particular part of the garden or other. And one day she gets a letter accepting her to the Guardian Academy. Now, Plum is shocked. She never applied to that academy. She didn't think she had a chance. Well, her grandparents applied on her behalf. And so she leaves the only home she's ever known, the only people who love her, and travels on a boat to the academy. She meets some other would-be guardians along the way. Cherry, who quickly becomes her friend and makes a joke about the two of them being fruit salad together. Rella, a girl from Nakhon, the big city in the islands, and a boy named Sam, whose mother is known as Lady Ubon, who owns half of the island Nakhon is on. And they head to Lotus Island to begin training at the academy. Now, their training is not exciting. It's a lot of mindfulness and breathing and quietness and thinking and reflecting and doing chores. And it's not for everyone. Some people don't get the hang of it. Others just want the martial abilities that come with being a guardian, being able to fight really well. And some of them don't want to do things the right way. Rella is trouble, and in the course of things, she finds a shortcut to her training and begins skipping the real training. And so as the story goes on, Plum deals with her belief that she maybe can't become a guardian, and that none of the training seems to be going as well for her as the other students. At one point, Master Sunback reviews the children and suggests that they will become one or another type of guardian, either hand, heart, or breath. And she assigns one of those attributes to each of the children. But when she gets to Plum, she's silent for a long minute and then adjourns everyone for lunch. So as the story goes on, Plum becomes more and more worried she won't become a guardian and that she'll just be sent back home, which leaves her open to temptation by Rella's quicker path. It was good. I enjoyed it. The art style on the cover really drew me in, and the basic premise, kids being taken to a special academy to be trained to be defenders of an area, hey, that's fun stuff. And Plum was an intriguing character. She was well written. I believed all of her internal concern and worries about becoming a guardian. Her problems being friends with people at the academy or not. Her jealousy of some of the other classmates as they progressed faster than she did. That was all really good stuff. And it's very clear this is going to be part of a series, and that's fine too. And I liked it, and I do recommend it, but there are spoilers ahead because I have to talk about the deal breaker. The deal breaker is simply this. This doesn't feel like a complete book. It is short. It's less than 150 pages, and in the end, one small thing gets resolved. Yes, Plum overcomes temptation, does not go the quick and easy path with Rella, and she becomes a guardian and passes the test. And that's fine, but it feels like the first third of a story. I understand that the author will be writing a sequel. There's a small preview for the sequel at the end of this one, and that's fine. and I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure it'll be good too. But it felt like an incomplete story. As a former children's librarian, I'm well aware of the need to have easy chapter books to get kids through the transition from picture books into chapter books. And maybe this falls into that category. It might be a good way to introduce them to longer books without pictures on every page. But it didn't feel substantial. I empathized with Plum. I wanted her to become a guardian. I wanted her to pass the test. But throughout the book, it keeps seeming to imply that the test is only the first step. Yeah, if you don't pass it, you're washed out and you can't become a guardian. Or so they think. But it just seemed to be the first step towards something bigger and more important. And the story ended with that first step being taken and a hint about the challenge ahead. So that was a little disappointing. I like the resolution with Arella, such as it is, that by taking the quick and easy way, she was able to turn into one of the mystical animals, but was judged to have not passed the guardian test and was not allowed to continue her training, but instead was hired by Lady Ubon to come with her, which sets up some conflict for the future really well. So I liked it. Just go into it knowing that it's really, really short. Maybe borrow this one from your public library. And while I'm on that subject, if you use and appreciate the services offered by your public library, why not take just a minute and tell the powers that be exactly that? Tell your mayor, tell a council member, tell your MP or MLA that you use and appreciate the services offered by your public library. We're at a time where some public libraries are having a hard time finding sustainable funding to continue improving the materials, programs, and services they offer, and a few good words in the right ears might make a world of difference. If, by some chance, you are a library staff member, don't forget that watching my videos counts as professional development time. With that, thanks for listening to me ramble and complain about story length. By all means, please like, please subscribe, and please check back to see what else I have to talk about from the Cowhat Library. Thank you. Bye now.